You know what I'm saying? I always got the prima donna want to jump on here, want to take over. She already trying to be Beyonce. You know, that's how we starting 23 out. We starting 23 out Beyonce. Huh? That's what we doing. Huh?
Somebody
Beyonce,
will do
Beyonce, Beyonce.
it.
Hmm. All right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Bonjour, buenos dias, guten morgen, all that good stuff. Welcome to another episode of JustCuz podcast. We appreciate y'all tuning in. For those who tune in, we appreciate y'all supporting. We appreciate y'all looking out for us. Uh, Once again, we're back in it. And we're here to discuss a couple things, well, one thing in particular, but I already know how our conversations go, and our conversations start weaving in other topics and stuff like that. So uh, I'm 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 interested to see how this goes. Uh, Hopefully, it goes well and we're all good. And I'm pretty sure at some point we're gonna end up talking about music. I don't know. It always happens. We end up talking about music. I don't know. Maybe our special guest for today, can keep us on track. You know what I mean? Future mayor, future senator. No, I'm putting too much on it. Maybe
I don't know. I'm a feature almost everything.
I like it. I like it. I can dig it. I hope some entrepreneur is in there too.
Yes.
Um, but anyway, so as always, joined by my co-host Molly. What's going on, Molly? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right, and I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Appreciate you. We got our special guest in the building. I don't know how I want to address. How you want to be addressed, Jay?
Well, a professor asked me that too, how students would like to be addressed. What name did they? I mean, y'all are family, so Jay.
Okay. We got our special guest in the building, coming through already hot. Jay, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are y'all?
I'm
Oh,
doing well.
awesome.
Oh, awesome. Okay. She feeling herself. She got her little new do on and everything. So, she got her curls going on now.
All mine.
You know what I mean? I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on. And you know who I am. I'm Shad, aka Bruce Lee boy, because I got that glow. Have you seen Last Dragon? No. Oh, Molly, you and me gonna talk after this.
Okay.
We're gonna talk after this. Oh my gosh. You got some homework. You got some
Last
homework.
draft.
You got some homework. All right. So we're gonna take let's kick this off. Let's get this going. Let's get this started. So what are we talking about today?
So we are discussing the MLK monument that has been created in, where is it, Boston?
Boston. It's in Boston, Massachusetts.
Yes.
It is
So
a
yeah.
it is a monument and a bronze statue created by what's I can't remember the artist's name, but it is a taken from a picture of Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott King. It's a picture of them embracing each other after Dr. Martin Luther King had won the Nobel Peace Prize. I'm sorry, because there's a difference. After he won the Nobel Peace Prize, there's a picture of them embracing each other, and the bronze statue, uh, was depicted of that. And it is a it was $10 million project. Oh, you didn't know that?
Not
Oh
$10
yeah.
million.
Yes,
I don't know
it was a $10 million project. I'm not saying project. So I don't know how much the artist was commissioned or anything like that, but the materials and getting it out there and all that stuff. So, but all together it was a $10 million project, and it's a 22-foot tall, 19-ton bronze sculpture. And the embrace depicts two pairs of arms wrapped in a hug. Those are Martin Luther King Jr. and his wife, Coretta Scott King. It's a detailed pulled from a famous photo of the couple embracing, and the artist Hank Willis Thomas, a representation of how their love catalyzed a mass movement that changed the world. Yeah. Fun fact: did you know that Martin Luther King and Anne Frank was born in the same year?
No, I didn't know that.
Anne Frank from the Holocaust?
Anne Frank from the Holocaust that was stuck up in the attic?
Yeah.
They was born in the same year.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. No, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, history here. History lesson. Not
Yeah.
looking at regular school.
Wow.
It when I first heard it some years back and I read about it, it kind of puts things into a different perspective for me on like photos and how photos like black and white photos versus color photos and kind of anyway. We digress. So yeah, there's been some thoughts, some comments, some different views and opinions on the statue. Some have opinions about the way it looks, and some have other opinions about the money that was spent. So, who would like to start?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I listened to a lot of news during the week, and last week, and I guess a portion of this week, they started discussing how much money was spent, what it looked like, all that good stuff. And then I heard the cousin of Coretta Scott King talk about his disappointment of the statue. And then I saw a glimpse of one of the children speak about how, he was in agreement with the statue. So I think a lot of people are split in between. Me, myself, in my opinion, I feel like that it could have been created a little better to depict their love. When I look at it, it doesn't symbolize anything for me. That's just me. I think they could have done a better job as a creative. That's just me. I think I think it just looks a little weird to me. I definitely think that, when we go into breaking down money spent, I think bronze, it would cost a lot of money, right? I think so anyway. So it can be costly. I'm not sure what the compensation was for the creative or artist, but yeah, I thought it was just interesting. I think they could have done a better job overall. And then when you get into having opinions between the family members, I think that some of us are taught to go along with different things, meaning I'm always going to agree if you support my family in a sense. And that's what I picked up as well. No shade to the children, but sometimes I think, we have to stand up for ourselves. I get that you have to pick your battles, but at the same time, if creatives are not depicting properly the love between two people that were married and supported one another, because I think Coretta Scott King gets lost in the story as well as the wife, as if she wasn't there and didn't go through the same things that he went through, and still fought to have a holiday, an actual holiday. And I want to touch on, this was my first year in 18 years that I got to have off for that national holiday. So times are changing, but yeah, that's my thoughts. I wasn't in agreement with what was created at all. So go ahead, JJ.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to say it was a lot, but it was a strong-minded opinion. I mean, I don't really I haven't really like had a real opinion on it, but it's not. I don't think it's really. I think it's the angle that you look at it. Also, other people are saying that I feel like you have to be there. We're looking at it from behind the screen. I feel like that you have to be there also to take it in, like, and actually look at it, because from one angle it could look like everybody's saying it looked like inappropriate or something. And then from another angle, you can see it like, okay, I see it from this way. They're hugging each other. It's a picture of them hugging each other in celebration of it. And I think, where was I going? I think I agree with you to a certain extent, to where you don't have to agree all the time with what people do. I mean, Martin Luther King Jr. was somebody that did a lot for the people, but at the same time, I think that's the only person that we really talk about, or one of many people, one of few people that we really talk about. We have a holiday for Martin Luther King. We don't have no holiday for Malcolm X or um, other many people that paved the way. So it's kind of like we focus on this one person, and not taking away from anything that he did. But again, there are many other people that were in the movement and that fought in the movement, and like they could have did a better job with it. But then again, they could have did the whole thing. It might have cost less to build a statue that was smaller, not 20 feet, but had the both of them in it. But then again, you got to think about the location. I don't know nothing about Boston.
I know it's
Who's
cold.
going? Honestly, let's think about who's going to Boston. And then they could build another statue anywhere else. They could build a statue down in Atlanta here. They could build a statue in, or more statues. I shouldn't say a statue, more statues, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's a statue over on Morehouse's campus. If I'm not mistaken, because I pass it. I pass it all the time, but there's a statue over there. There are more places that statues can be built. And then the money piece, y'all said $10 million.
So it was a total.
That just for the creation, not in
No. So totally, the entire project came around
Mhm.
$10 million.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, if I don't, I didn't see anything about how that came down, like, how much the
the,
city, how much the state, how much was donated, how much was, but the
yeah.
total was 10 million.
I think there's so much more that we can do with our money. It's so much more. And not taking away from what they did, because again, it's something that you're giving to the people, and it's an appreciation towards him. But there's so much you can do, so much more with probably so much less money. Like, but there's so much more that we can do with that money. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's like, and I don't want to take it there, but it's kind of like the country is wasting money at this point. We're just wasting states, local, state, federal. Everybody's just wasting a whole bunch of money. The money is just, I don't understand it. And then you got this whole piece of where we done hit the debt limit now. So it's kind of like, now y'all are wasting money at this point. But everybody has their own piece. Local, state, and federal, they all have different budgets and everything. But at the same time, it's kind of like who is the Fed based overseas, like the money supply and everything, but it's kind of a little out of control.
Mm.
Yeah. But that's my take. I don't see nothing really wrong with it. I mean, it is what it is. They already built it. It's not like we can take it down now. The money's already spent. So
Okay. All right. So I I feel all right, my feelings. What it looks like is irrelevant to me. I'm just being honest. What it looked like, it was irrelevant. I didn't even know about it until I started seeing stuff about it on feeds about it, started going through, and I kind of went to go look at it, and I was like, what is it? and I get it because different angles it's hard to see, and plus it's a photo, so like unless you actually go and see it in person. But what it looks like and my interpretation of what it looks like is irrelevant. I don't feel anything. The only thing that bothered me was the amount of money that was spent, and like I felt like that money. I feel like we continue to get symbol or materialistic items to appease. I get the thought behind of like it's it's a representation, and it's something to continue to remind what his goals were and what we're constantly taught and hear about what Martin Luther King was trying to get accomplished. But one of those things that he was trying to get accomplished was financial equality. It wasn't just racial equality; it was financial equality. And for to go out and spend $10 million for this statue in Boston, yes, I agree, it was a waste of money. Like that money could have been used. Like you could have still had something erected and put up, but the rest of that money, or a decision and a budget could have been made in order to fund school programs for minority or underprivileged neighborhoods or areas. Money could have been used in order to help fund small businesses, minority, black-owned businesses. So I feel like that money could have been used in other ways instead of all of it being just for that one particular piece of art. And I feel like we continue to get uh gestures of trying to fix this problem that we have instead of actually thinking through and actually solving problems. Like there's conversations about reparations, and California is actually deeper in the conversation of reparations, but it's like you don't feel like some feel that we don't, reparations is not needed, but yet you agree with spending that amount of money on a statue. Like I don't understand it. Like y'all can come to
something to ease away what's the word? Their guilt. We're gonna give you guys a statue, but we won't give you guys reparations. I actually have a professor this semester that is like he is something, but he's like high up in he's the person that's like behind reparations. He is a head person. He wrote books and everything. He's high up in it. He was on boards and stuff with California. Well, he is on boards with California trying to help them
figure out this reparation
yeah.
plan. Interesting.
Say that.
And I forgot what his book is called. Huh?
It's the first time I heard you say that.
What did you say? Oh, well, I just started class on Wednesday.
Little girl.
But yeah, girl, he's actually really cool though. But I had to find where his book is, but he has the only book that is like establishing this is why we need reparations, who is behind why we need reparations. Like it breaks down everything. Like I had to find it, but yeah.
So, it gets very interesting. I think this is layers of issues that we are experiencing. So, you have your reparations issues or concerns and pushing for that efforts is what I want to say. And then, we always ask, well, can this money be spent another way? So another issue that happened last week was Ed Reed. So he used to play for the Ravens, and now he's at Bethune-Cookman, if I'm not mistaken, at HBCU. So he is the new football coach down there. And, he was saying how they need money. They need money to clean up the university. They need money to, what should I say, fix the buildings, get money for these students. The same thing that Coach Prime Sanders was discussing as well. And I know it's been a whole uproar about Coach Prime and him leaving HBCUs and all of that. So, Ed Reed was talking about similar issues. Now he retracted, I guess, some of his dialogue, but I am a parent of a HBCU student. So I know the ins and outs of the issues that the kids are experiencing across the board.
I am living it. I am living it.
So
trenches.
It's a lot of frustration with these HBCUs. I'm not gonna say across the board, but we saw just at Delaware State University this week of the protests that are going on. I want to say they had a protest Thursday as well, or they had a meeting on Thursday. So Wednesday and Thursday is what I should say. So, it's just getting very interesting on the issues that our kids and families are experiencing. And yes, we want to send our kids to these HBCUs, but if we keep dealing with the nonsense part of it, why are we sending our kids to HBCUs if we got money out here being spent on statues that could be spent on assisting students to be sent to these HBCUs? And then when they do go, are they going to receive a reliable education? Because yes, they may go to these HBCUs, but so go ahead.
Okay, listen. The education I feel like is there. Well, here I can say for my department in particular, I'm a political science major, right? They're Pan-African, pro-Black, all of that. So I get the education part. I love my major. I probably wouldn't change my major. Like, it is really good. I don't know about everybody else across the board, but I know Howard and Clark have the oldest political science departments, like, in the country, really, like, for African Americans. But like y'all said, the reparation, if we were to get reparations, we would have to pour it in the right way, because they're just not gonna give us money just to blow. They're not gonna do that. Like, they're not gonna do that. I don't think that they would. Yeah, I don't think that they just would. They may, but I don't think that they would, because that would just be a waste. Why am I gonna give you money if you're just gonna go out here and just spend on crab legs and go to the club and throw your money out and not do nothing? That's stupid. Why would I do that?
We think it's not smart, or it's frivolous, but giving you money and then you turn around and giving that money right back,
it's stupid.
That's
but why not pour into HBCUs, and why not pour into small business owners? Like, I'll give you money to go and start a business and be an entrepreneur. That would be smart and would be generational and will help your kids and their kids at the end of the day. Why wouldn't I do that? But they should pour more money into HBCUs, because, like, at the end of the day, we have older buildings. These daggone dorms that we're living in, people got roaches climbing up on the wall. Why are we living like this? It's bad. It's terrible. And then you have like at Del State. I don't know about other HBC. I know we have a piss poor daggone campus security and police department. It's terrible. There should be no reason why anybody can just be walking on our campus. There should be no reason why we daggone having shootouts at homecoming. Kids are getting shot at. It doesn't make any sense. And then we place HBCUs right in the hood, to the point where like I can, like, I'm not even a student out of Del State. Why can I get on y'all's campus so easily? Help make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. But I think that there needs to be definitely more money poured in, and definitely more people that actually care about students also, because I know that I have different people that I've met that will probably like really here for the students and really here to advance them and help them out. But then there are other people that I'm just here for a paycheck. I could care less about what y'all have going on. I don't care if y'all even pass my class, because at the end of the day, the school's still getting their money. Why am I paying almost $50,000 a year? Not safe. The Walmart across the street got burned down, so I don't even have nowhere to shop. Y'all are not sending buses to. We're paying $50,000 a year. Y'all are not sending buses to help us go get groceries. So that's extra money. So it just doesn't make any sense to me. It's definitely a lot that across the board HBCUs are dealing with. We're underfunded. And Coach Prime, the other man that is the head coach for that other Bethune-Cookman, they have every right to feel some type of way or want to go somewhere elsewhere, because why am I putting myself in these conditions? Or even like Coach Prime, why am I putting my kids in these conditions and I don't have to? Because a PWI, they do not have these problems.
They
I'm
do.
probably sleep somewhere. I don't know.
They
Be up in
have issues, but they don't have as many issues.
No, you'll deal with your racism, probably. But it's kind of like chip on your shoulder. Take it to the chin.
See, that's my thing with I think when Morehouse was created with Martin Luther King Jr. and other people that were in his circle, they had the intent on creating a life for African Americans to receive an education when we could not go to a PWI, or we weren't accepted solely into PWIs. So I get it to a certain point. I support if you go to a PWI, I support if you go to a HBCU. I'm one of those type of people. Just get your education if you can. But I also think that what the HBCUs are experiencing right now, they have to get their affairs in order. Now, as far as the old buildings are concerned, it should be no reason why pipes are busting and.
But that's not a hold on. That's not an HBCU issue, mommy. That is a city of Atlanta issue.
Yes,
the pipes are old. The pipes are old. That's that we are living like the water is probably infected down here. Oh, bad, and we're drinking it and using it, and people are not aware because people don't look this stuff up. But that's not that's not an HBCU issue. That is a city of Atlanta issue, and probably many other cities across the country, because governments have came through and different people have came through knowing that this stuff needs to be replaced and this stuff needs to be fixed, but they don't do it. They just like, oh, we'll just take care of it another year or another date. But it didn't happen. So that's that.
You want to talk about Detroit and their water issue as well. So that's what I'm saying. My only gripe with HBCUs right now is communication, being properly managing your university. If you say you're a university, you need to operate like a university. Meaning when we call you, you need to pick up that phone. It shouldn't say, oh, the voicemail's full or the phone is not going through because they unplugged it. It just shouldn't happen. Like, how are you conducting business and you're sitting there in the office laughing and we're calling? And we go in the office and the phone is unplugged. Who does that? Yeah. So it's certain things like that. I'm not saying all HBCUs are like that, but I'm just saying we need to get our affairs in order if we want to continue to be treated like we are the elite schools that our kids want to go to. You know, you can't operate like that. And I will go back to Dell State. You got to get your affairs in order. It's too many stories outside of these sexual assaults that are going on where money is not being properly placed. People are not being paid for services, certain things of that nature. So, you know, we gotta start functioning properly. And I would love to be on a board or whatever outside of being a parent. I would love to be on these different boards to actually put input into correcting these issues, because and not just HBCUs, just schools, period. That's my main goal at this point. You may not want to hear what you need to correct, but it needs to be done at this point. As far as this Florida issue, because I want to talk about that too.
Oh. I haven't fully read into the blocking of the AP African American Studies in Florida, because this is pretty recent news. So I haven't fully researched into it and locked into it. So I don't want to. Can we table that for the next episode?
We can table it.
Okay, cool.
But can I just say this? We got to start paying attention to what's going on, because
absolutely.
We said this same time last year. I want to say, we need to start paying attention to what is going on, because there is the intent. And when we get ready to go February 1st, Black History Month, you know what they're gonna be talking about? Martin Luther King Jr. You're not going to hear about Malcolm X, Rosa Parks. You might hear about Rosa Parks. You might.
I think those are the top 3 people that you hear about. Those are the top 3 people that you hear about. You don't hear about the Black Panther Party, Huey P. Newton, Fred Hampton. You don't hear about that.
You're not going to hear about that. You're not going to hear about that. Those are...
They're criminals on the U.S. radar.
Those are... Yeah, that's another topic.
We can table it.
So let me
come back.
Yeah.
So to play devil's advocate, right? When you're talking about funding and how money works and when it comes to universities and schools and stuff like that. So when you talk about that, like, first of all, I think we talked about this. So where initially, where does the school get its funding from to begin with? It comes from taxes. And where does those taxes come from? Those taxes come from property tax in the area. So if your school is in a low-income area, you're not going to get that much money to begin with, right? And the reason they're in a low-income area is because it's a low-income area, so it's less money in order to build or do things in there, which I get. But at the same time, you get what you pay for. You know what I mean? And I know how that works because I'm in the military, and the majority of military installations are in low-income areas, right? You won't find too many military installations in high-income areas because the government doesn't want to pay military installations to be there. So if you're in a low-income area, your school's in a low-income area, there's not a whole lot of money that's coming to that school. And especially when you're talking about, and then you talk about property taxes, like if there's a bunch of apartments, there's a bunch of people that live there, but not everybody's paying property tax. It's only whoever owns that apartment complex is paying property tax. It's not like in the suburbs where each individual house is paying property taxes, right? So that's how those schools in suburbs or high-end areas are the way they are, and they're private because they get a lot of money, because there's a lot of money that comes in with property taxes in those areas. And then they already have they're in a certain tax bracket, and so they're able to give more money because they're in a certain tax bracket, right? So not validating or the decisions that are being made, but at the end I also can understand why some things don't work or some things are not getting done because of funding or how things work. It sucks, but it's a reality, right? And again, but if we're talking about the statue, the $10 million statue, but we are talking about Boston, and Boston's not cheap. Boston is not a cheap city, right? There's a lot of law schools that are in Boston. I have a colleague now that's attending law school in Boston right now. So $10 million in Boston, that's probably
nothing.
Well, yeah, I think it's a little bit more than nothing, but it's not significant in Boston. I don't think so. So, but I think this community involvement we don't have community involvement anymore like we used to. So, I feel like that, like the argument that there's some arguments that like we should have never desegregated, but I feel like it was bound to happen anyway, because yes, during segregation we owned everything and we ran everything, but then again there's still some type of funding that needs to come from the government, so it's hard. So but anyway, does something need to be done? Yes, there is something that needs to be done. There's a but what's the fix? What's the course of action on how to do it? It's community involvement. It's stop being distracted by World Star or what's going. I can. There's so many things that I feel that is an issue, is a problem, and it starts with youth, and like I've heard this when I was young, but I didn't want to hear it because I was young. I didn't care about that stuff. So, but now that I'm getting older and like I'm paying more attention to this stuff, it's difficult. It's hard. It's you have you one thing I feel is like you can't fast money. You can't change somebody's opinion or outlook when it comes to fast money. If I'm getting money fast, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like if you're getting money fast, it's hard to be, like to try and talk somebody out of that, right? So, and then if you're talking about low income areas and low funds, and I don't know, it's just a lot of issues, a lot of problems.
It's a lot of layers when you think
It
about
is.
it. Because like you said, fast, everybody's thinking about the now and not the long term. Like everybody's like, oh, I want to get it now. I'm gonna go out and give me a 9 to 5 and I'll be all right for the rest of my life. And that's okay. But when you think about it, like there's so much land around here, back home, is so much land back home that we can just grab on and invest in. And it's just like, but we're not thinking about, I even told my mom this, like keeping family homes and family land. Like you really had to think about it. Because I had a professor, well, she's my professor again this semester. She said one of her neighbors passed away, and the lady had like 3 kids, and the 3 kids were like, falling behind on the mortgage. Basically, they didn't want to keep up with it, so they were just like, oh, we're just going to sell the house for like, I think it was, maybe they sold it for a low amount, right? So the people that bought it came in, fixed the house up, did everything they had to do with it, sold the house for like over $1 million. So they got that money. They literally got that money. And it's just like, why sell this land when it can gain more, what's the word? More
Value,
money,
more equity.
value over time, right? More value over time. You can keep it in the family. Don't sell that land to anybody, because that's what they want you to do. They want you to give that land away, because land is literally what you like. That's the best thing to have.
Because they're
Best
not
thing,
making no more.
huh?
They're not making no more land.
They're not making no more land.
Well, we're
No
not
more
making no more
land is
land.
coming.
We're not making no more land.
It's just like, mm-mm. So it's just like, why do all of that? That's why people think about the short term. It's so much like that you can hold on to and pass down to your kids and their kids, and it's so much wealth that just can be passed down. And that's again, why am I going to give you a money reparations? Why am I going to give you this money when you're just going to splurge it and not do nothing with it? It just makes no sense.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this the other day, and that's the biggest problem, is because we don't have financial literacy, and it's a problem, and we're not teaching financial literacy at a young age, and it sucks because you raising children, and then they become 18 or they go to college or they go out on their own, and they still have no financial literacy, and they're starting from the mud. You know what I mean? And it's changing. I see it's changing, and more people are, learning, and they're teaching their kids, and they're teaching their young ones, and they're creating generational wealth. But it's a drop in the bucket. You know what I mean? So it's like financial literacy is extremely important, and it needs to be stressed. It needs to be stressed at a younger age, and you can't rely on the system to teach it. You can't rely on the system to provide some type of class. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I get Florida passed, and they're like, we're going to teach financial literacy, but what are they really teaching? Like, what is the curriculum? Talk is cheap, like, and you're not giving details, and that's another issue, and that's another issue with the Florida decision that was made. There's not a whole lot of details that came out with it. It was just they blocked it, and that's why I was like, some more research needs to be done. Needs to be some more research done, but yeah, financial literacy is important, and it needs to be taught, and giving reparations or just giving up a bunch of people a check. They gave a bunch of people stimulus checks, and a bunch of people got PPP loans, and now they in jail. So, like, financial literacy, like, it's important, and it's what needs. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all about the image these days. I feel like also, like, I gotta keep up with everybody else. Like, in that now mindset, I gotta keep up with everybody else. I gotta have these chains. I gotta have chains. I gotta have these new cars. I need to buy the brand new shoes. I'm not going and buying $5,000 shoes. I'm just not. That is irresponsible. That's crazy. That's delusional. That is so delusional. I'm not doing it. I understand everybody likes nice things, whatever, that's cool. But at the same time, like, everybody is on this mission of, I got to keep up with this image and be like everybody else and not thinking about the long term. Because, like, and I just was thinking about this the other day, these YouTubers and these social media influencers, they really ain't got no money. They using Afterpay just like everybody else. They don't have the money. And it's just like, y'all trying to keep up with this image, and they just in debt like everybody else. They don't have it. They don't got it like that. And it's crazy because so many kids down here, they want to have this image as a social media influencer, and y'all ain't even got no money for no groceries. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. So again, why are we doing all of this? Because we're not taught it. That want to be like everybody else image has been passed down. It's passed down. But it's more, I feel like it's more prevalent now because of social media. It's put out there, oh my gosh, they got the newest sneaker, they got this new purse, and they got all this, they got Gucci drip down. Gucci don't even like y'all. They just getting their money. They don't. They don't.
Beat those facts. You got to get it together. I think we need to start.
Yeah. My professor, she always literally says, like, you have to take the emotion out of it. It's facts. And I'm learning that, like, I can't go, people are not going to listen to you if you're going off emotion. If you're just cussing and carrying on and you're being upset and you got snot dripping down your nose and crying and whatnot, people are going to sit and laugh at you. They do not care. They do not care. But if you got facts and you got the information and you like, boom, 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 I got facts to back everything up that I'm saying, they're like, oh, okay, like, they know what they talking about. But
Jay, back to your point about the house value. Oh,
we pause. I gotta go get my groceries.
Okay. Put your background on. Can you do that?
I don't know how to do that, Mommy.
All right. Anyway, about the house value. I think that's very important because just like us, in our family, we have a home sitting right now and nobody's living in it, hasn't lived in it in years. It's not being fixed up. So it's just sitting, and the housing developments around the house is being built up nonstop. We're talking about $300,000-$400,000 houses, multiple developments. So it's really no land around the house how it used to be. And it only increases the value. And I believe you should go in there and fix it up so that, it increases your value too, along with the other housing developments. So, that's my thing. If we inherit anything, we got to take advantage of what we inherit properly.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean sell everything. And if you're going to keep it with the proper intent is what I should say, in my viewpoint. So, but it's a house on the other end of the Tolson compound that is for sale. I just saw it yesterday. I rode through there. So you might want to go and look at it. I want to tell you that as well. Yeah, with a big building in the back. Yeah. Look that up.
Okay. I'm gonna take a look at it.
Vision. Vision of it could be multiple businesses in that building.
Okay. We'll talk about it.
Yes,
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Keep your eyes open.
Yeah, I'm about to make a trip home then.
Yeah. But I just think that, we got to take advantage of the things that we need to learn. We got to teach our kids. That's my main thing at this point as well. Starting with my youngest, making sure that he knows about, you can go get a 9 to 5, but you can also have an investment account to build money as well. So, start them out early. They need to learn this.
Yeah. We need to learn it. We can't pass on what we don't know. So, I mean, just Google. Everything's Googleable. Just Google something and just start doing your own research, start looking into things. Because I'm telling you, because I just did this past week, I attended a boost of business class, and I heard about it before, but after sitting in that class for 2 days, and the instructor who is a veteran, and it works for the Veteran Business Outreach Center, and basically all they do is they help veterans like with business and like they coach and mentor and veterans who want to start their own businesses. And I knew it wasn't going to be something in depth because it was only 2 days, and plus they wasn't going to teach you how to do a business plan or any of that stuff. But the instructor was very good, and he gave very good insight, and it helped me put some things into perspective on the research that I'd done myself. And I thought this was very valuable. And and going through that course, I'm able to set up one-on-one counseling with the center, just to talk things out and get ideas, and they help you work through your ideas and connect you with businesses or other entrepreneurs, or to get you on the right path to help you. And they all like the guy that taught the class, he has a master in business, retired veteran. So yeah, so I mean, it's more information that I received, and it helped me put things in perspective and gave me some good ideas and insight to help me on my path on what I want to do and how I want to move forward. And so definitely want to pass on information and learn stuff and keep going.
Yeah.
Hello.
You're coming back up.
Okay. All right.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Thanks.
You get them Pop-Tarts?
No, I don't eat Pop-Tarts anymore. Not good for you.
I can't argue that. She's right. Neither are toasted strudels, but I've been fiending for some toasted strudels here lately. I don't get them, but like I've been fiending for some toasted strudels. You know what I'm saying? So.
She's a reminder you need to eat right. I miss her now. She was my personal chef for a good month. She had me out here eating, singing.
Cook.
Yeah, she
All right, We're gonna talk after this. I want to hear about this. I want to know. I want to know what's on the menu.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah. But Jay, I was discussing about the house that the family has sitting, and
Oh yeah.
the value of that, like bringing it up, building it back up. So, I think y'all need to learn that as well. You need to know how to increase home value, meaning, hey, you have a home that has a basement, put some rooms down there if you can, some bedrooms.
Or even, like I was saying, that could be, and it really is all it all clicks together. Like if you have kids and you have a house that is sitting and your kids go off to college, yeah, if the kid stays home, there's no point. Why won't they can just move into that house, don't have to pay for housing on campus, stay in that house, y'all can fix it up, they can live in there. That just makes sense. And then it can just be their house. Why not? Why let a house just be sitting?
Man.
Yeah, it's definitely different, but you got to have the vision, like as well, meaning that do we know that we can improve our lifestyle or our whole family if we have those options, like from 18-year-olds to X amount of year olds. Like we gotta start operating like that. If we have something, take advantage of it, meaning that, I got this and it's free and clear. Go ahead and make adjustments to it to keep it up to date. Like our Tolson compound. That's another example. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Uh,
I want to say this, Jay, was it Fisk University that
Fisk,
it's turning
that
their
is doing the,
Yeah,
yeah.
I saw that. Cause you talked about that before
I
too.
wish they could,
About
I would make it bigger.
what
you
happened?
so
Yeah. If they had two people in there, they got the beds back to back.
yeah, they do. So those at the shipyards, what are they called?
Containers?
Containers. So they're turning containers into dorms on the campuses. So what? So
Oh,
I gotta send it to you. Yeah. So it looks really nice on the inside.
Yes. It's yeah, it's you can do things like I can send you some pictures of some like container homes that are being built and fabricated. It's all about the vision and the idea and making it functional and how to make it work, and it can be done, and it doesn't cost a lot of money right now. The price is starting to increase, but anyway, but it's an idea, and it's all about the functionality and how to really implement it right and making sure that it's feasible and it's safe and it's like I
Yeah,
said, functional. So yeah, that's an interesting idea.
smart.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard of that. So I would have to read into that and see how that what their idea is and how it's working and so, yeah, listen to some feedback.
I definitely thought about you because you were the first person that sent it to me years ago about those containers and put some color on it. I want to say it was yellow and painted around it, and like I said, it looked decent to me. I
Hey,
it
look,
might, it might be better than those dorms that they got now.
I'm telling you, if I had my way, I'd buy 5 acres and put a container home on it. And they'd be like, "You got all this land and this little itty bitty house on it." Yes,
Yeah,
yes, but yeah. But I don't, that's our time. That was
yeah.
I gotta set a timer because we'll be on here.
Right.
Yeah, we start going off on tangents. So always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for y'all coming out and having this conversation. Final thoughts. Any final thoughts? Jay?
Either or. I really don't have any. It was a good conversation.
Okay.
Back into my podcast mode. Yeah.
Right on, I can dig it. Molly, final thoughts? Any final thoughts?
I don't have any final thoughts. I definitely need to get on board with this 2023, being consistent. We're going to be rebranding the other podcast. She informed me of that yesterday. But as far as JustCuz podcast, we're going to be more consistent with pushing out some content here soon. We're back before we were expected to be back, So that's always good too, and I'm just excited about the next week. What that will entail. So yeah, definitely. That's all I have.
Okay, all right. I can dig it. Final thoughts, random. Missy Elliott, dope producer, writer. She's been getting a lot of buzz lately. I just want to put it out there. Raphael Sadiq, dope writer, producer. If you don't know about these people, it hit my soul when I seen this post that people didn't know about Raphael Sadiq being part of Tony and being a part of Lucy Pearl and like so and plus people not knowing about Missy Elliott's and her pen is
ridiculous.
It hurts my heart. Just like somebody that hasn't seen The Last Dragon. Hurts my heart. I'm telling you right now, hurts my heart.
I got homework.
You need to go watch The Last Dragon. That's all I'm gonna say. Classic.
All right.
But that's my final thought for the day. So once again, appreciate you. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you want some merchandise, go to India's Creations. Right? Yeah. There's some merchandise on there. You know what I mean? Look,
what does that say?
Just a good mom with a hood playlist. Oh, yes. Starting off with Meat Mill, Dreams and Nightmares. Yeah.
Okay. Philly girl.
I was thinking, we was talking, all right, this is the last one, then we're going. But we kept talking about doing this versus, and I don't think we can do a versus.
No. Why? Because rights issues?
No. Like there's too much music and I keep readjusting my list and it's hard. It's difficult. It's difficult for me because it's just a lot of good music and I don't know if I can. I'm conflicted.
Would you say that?
Y'all just doing one genre?
I don't think we should.
Well, no. So we talked about doing a couple of genres. Like we talked about doing rap. We talked about doing R&B. But I also listen to alternative.
Yeah, so many different eras.
Yeah, see, it's eras, it's regional, it's so much, and and plus, like I said, I've expanded my palette because I also listen to alternative music. There's some good alternative music, and if I played you something, you would like it too, like Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boys, Metallica. You know what I'm saying? Panic at the Disco, their song was the one that they was mixing with Biggie.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and go Eagles.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They play today. And they're playing the Giants.
I'm a Giants fan now.
All right, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next time. -1. Take it easy. Peace out.